Whether taken with your camera or smartphone, your photos are a great memento that can remind us of better times gone by. Many families will have photo albums full of happy times such as births and marriages, while others opt to have their happy memories displayed on social media for the world to enjoy. Keep on to those photos, as you never know when you or someone else might need them. Number 5. 39-year-old John Myers of New Jersey, accompanied by his wife and 2 children, made the 955-mile trip to Madison, Wisconsin to attend a friend's wedding. The family were excited about the trip, hiring a rental car and packing overnight bags to make the most of the trip. John decided to commemorate the occasion by taking a photograph in front of the Capitol building, where his friend was due to get married. He instructed his wife and 2 children to huddle around the camera as he set it up on a tripod set with a timer. The snap shows the family of 4 smiling and looking happy, but there was someone in the background. The Myers had left their overnight bags on a set of steps so they could pose for the photo. However, when they turned around, their bag was gone. Inside the bag were the family's IDs, wallets, car keys, and other personal items. John decided to look at the photo the family had just taken to see if it had any clues as to who had stolen from them, and it paid off. In the background of the photograph, Glenn Lambright can be seen searching through the family's bags as they stood and posed for a happy photo. John turned this photo over to the Madison police, and they were quickly able to identify the man that had stolen from them. Their personal items were returned within an hour, and the Myers were able to attend the wedding service without interruption. When talking to the Daily Mail, John said, "Looking back now, it wasn't a good idea to leave our bags so far away. The camera was set on a 10-second timer, with 2 seconds or so either way. I can't believe how lucky we are." Number 4. In 2008, a young man was ambushed in his neighborhood in Holland by 2 men demanding his bike, phone, and wallet. The young man was forced to dismount and hand over his personal items. Left with nothing, he walked home and alerted the local police. Authorities didn't have much to go on as there was no CCTV in the area that had captured the mugging, and the victim was only able to provide a basic description. The man, who has chosen to remain anonymous, was convinced that he wouldn't be getting his items back. That was until 6 months later when he was curiously scrolling through Google Earth. Like many of us do, the man was scrolling through his local area when he came across the street where he'd been mugged. To his sheer amazement, the Google Earth photo had captured the 2 suspects and him during the time that the event took place. He immediately called Google and explained his situation. After confirming with police, Google agreed to send over a copy of the photo without the suspects' faces blurred. After receiving this, the police knew exactly who they were dealing with. The suspects were 24-year-old twins who were known to police for their petty crimes. The 24-year-old men were subsequently arrested and charged with the crime. Number 3. Famous cricketer Fuller Pilch is known in England as one of cricket's greatest batsmen. He played for the Kent's team between 1835 and 1854, and for any cricket fans out there, you'll know him as the man behind the great Pilch Pope. Pilch was extremely well known during his life and long after his passing, appearing in stories and even folk songs. The real mystery comes with his grave, however. In 1978, his headstone was removed from his grave and placed in the Canterbury County Cricket Ground to continue his legacy. In 1981, Canterbury Christ Church University bought the land where Pilch and 200 other people were buried. The university planned to repurpose the land into a concert hall. However, they first had to identify each plot. They were then faced with a problem. Where was Fuller Pilch buried? In order to be able to build on the land, they had to identify all of the people buried there and make alternative arrangements. They were left stuck. That was until a distant relative of Fuller Pilch responded to their request for help. 78-year-old Pete Pilch came forward and provided the university with a photo of his mother standing beside Fuller's plot before it had been removed. Using this photograph, they were able to determine exactly where he was buried. Thanks to Pete Pilch, the mystery of Fuller Pilch's final resting place was solved, all thanks to a vintage photograph from his mother in the 1950s. A spokeswoman told BBC News that Fuller Pilcher's grave would not be moved after all because the concert hall was being built in the back of the plot of land and his grave was situated towards the front. His final resting place is now marked with a memorial at the front of the concert hall. Number 2. What would you do if you saw someone on social media posing with weapons, money, and ammo? Would you report it to the police, thinking perhaps the people posing in the photos are hardened criminals showing off their loot? Well, that's exactly what residents of Palm Beach, Florida did. Sometimes we really are our own worst enemies, and the case of Dupree Johnson goes to show that you don't need to post everything about your life to social media. 19-year-old Dupree Johnson was arrested after he posted very incriminating photos of himself to his still active Instagram account. In the photos, Johnson can be seen posing with various different firearms, cash, and illegal substances. Digging further into Johnson's life, police found that Johnson had already served time for grand theft and burglary. Police believe that Johnson was the ringleader of a gang of young men burglarizing homes in the Palm Beach area, some of which belonged to elderly couples who were living out their twilight years in the sunny location. Police used their intuition and applied for a search warrant, which was granted by the Palm Beach courthouse. Upon searching Johnson's home, they found weapons, watches, jewelry, diamonds, electronics, and other expensive items, which added up to a cash value of $250,000. Johnson was accused of burglarizing people's homes during the day while they were at work, stealing whatever valuable items he could get his hands on. Johnson would then either sell these items or keep them for himself. As Johnson had prior convictions and felonies, he was charged with 142 counts of felony possession of a firearm. Had Johnson not been trying to add to his street cred and show off, he may have gone undiscovered for some time. It was his Instagram profile that led to him and his gang on a one-way trip to prison. Number 1. On August 24, 2016, a bank in Ohio was hit by a robber. He approached the counter and demanded that the teller hand over all of the cash. The robber may have gotten away with it, apart from the fact that he posted photos of himself to his Facebook page just hours after the robbery. 28-year-old Asheville, Ohio resident John E. Mogan II incriminated himself when he posted photos of himself pretending to take a bite out of a large stack of cash just hours after hitting the savings bank. Facebook users quickly picked up on the post, and soon it went viral, with people dubbing him as the world's dumbest criminal. After putting 2 and 2 together, the local police were able to view CCTV video from the bank on August 24th and make a positive identification. Mogan was easily identifiable due to his many facial tattoos and a distinctive birthmark. His girlfriend had attempted to hide his tattoo with makeup. However, this left his skin looking discolored, with witnesses saying it only made him stand out even more. Not only was he arrested thanks to the Facebook pictures, but his 24-year-old girlfriend, Ashley DeBow, and the getaway driver were also charged in connection with the robbery. In all, Mogan only managed to amass $6,430, which the couple quickly spent on alcohol and partying. As the pair had spent the money, they were ordered to serve time in prison, with DeBow receiving 2 years and Mogan receiving 3, as well as being ordered to pay back the money that they stole on top of hefty fines for their crimes. The pair were known to authorities, and there were suspicions that the pair were involved in the August 24th robbery. It wasn't until police saw the viral photo that they knew exactly who they were looking for and were able to make a quick arrest. Ironically, Mogan had recently been released from prison for robbing a bank, and clearly the time he spent behind bars taught him nothing. Mogan thought he was being cool and flashing his money around. However, instead of earning himself respect, he earned himself yet another prison sentence. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.